All right. Hi, everybody. We're back for the new moon reading. Let's see, the new moon in October is on the 6th. New moons are about beginning a new cycle, and the 6th is about birthing something new, so that's cool. And then we have the month of October, and October is the 10th month, which reduces down to 1. That's about new things. And it's about leadership, being the leaders in our own life and stuff like that. But new things. So yeah, that's all in alignment with each other, which is really cool. The 6th is birthing new things. It's divine love. The new moon, beginning something new, the beginning of a cycle, and then the 10th month, which reduces to 1. Leadership and new things. So that's all really cool. So our moon, new moon is in Libra, and it's at 13 degrees. And Libra is an air sign. And the number 13 is the divine feminine, right? All things feminine, intuition, nurture. And then we have, this is what's really interesting, right? So then we also have Mars at 13 degrees as well. And Mars is a fire sign, and air fans flames, and Mars is the warrior. So it should be interesting. Should be interesting. So we're going to do a reading. We're going to see, let's ask first. So we know that we've got some hot energy going on for the month of October. So watch our hot little tempers. Keep an eye on, how we are engaging with others. Are we reacting, or, all of those things. Those are things that we can do for ourselves during this time. And of course, the beginning of a new cycle. What is it that we want to start new? All of those things are things that we can reflect upon. And remember that we reflect upon that stuff with the new moon. It's reflection. And then after the new moon, the energy is best supportive if we move to create the action after the new moon. But the new moon is really about self-reflection and intuiting and seeing what direction we want to go in. All right, so the first thing we want to ask, I think, is let's see what the universe wants to tell us about the month of October. So we'll see. What are we looking at for the month of October? That's where we'll start. My hands are a little bit stiff today. I'm having a hard time shuffling the cards. Oh, wow. Wow. All right. We have 7 cards down, and we have We have 7 cards down, and 6 of them are higher arcana. So October is going to be quite a month. Okay? All right. So what's driving the energy is deceit. So, deceit. That's basically what's driving this energy. So deceit. And then we have the world. The world's sort of a big deal. All the higher arcana cards are a big deal. But the world is when everything is in motion, creating an energy. Okay? So if we're looking at this reading, then we have to look at this card as us, as the energy coming in and what we're putting out. So every single being in the world right now, including the higher elements as well as us, okay, is driving some significant change. It's not nothing in this card read is going to be stoppable because it's all destined. It's the universe saying this is just how it is. So we're all, our energies, our thought patterns, our actions, our energies, and then the energies of everyone else, and the energies of our higher selves and the universe itself are all in play right now to create a death and a rebirth. Another higher arcana card, something is moving out of the way. Interesting, right? On the 6th, a day of birthing things, is our new cycle. But we asked to give us a look at October's energy. So there's a death and a rebirth. So basically, she's saying, she's pregnant. She's saying, listen, I know I've been taking care of you all this time, but now you need to get out of the way because I'm going to have this new baby. And I'm going to have to be taking care of that baby. And so she's kind of shoving him out of the way. So for that little kid, that's sort of like a death. Oh my God, what am I going to do? But she's birthing something new and she has to be responsible for that as well. So death and rebirth. Wheel of Fortune. So again, it's destiny. We have the world working its magic, the Wheel of Fortune just spinning, and a death and a rebirth. These are all higher arcana cards. So the Wheel of Fortune is saying, with death and rebirth on one side and the world on the other, we are going to be like, oh my. Okay? We are going to be feeling like, oh my. Oh my. We have, this is crazy, this is a big deal. We have the Emperor. Remember, everything's being driven by deceit. Everything's just being driven by deceit. And we have the Emperor, the powers that be. And if you look really close, this person doesn't care who he hurts, who he steps on, who he kills, who he maims, who he harms. Doesn't care. He's going to stay in power. And he's going to do whatever he can to remain in his glory. And he's making really poor decisions. We got the Fool. So very poor decisions happening, incredibly poor decisions. And then we have the Star. And the Star is saying it is time to get in touch with your higher powers. Alchemize your heaven and earth. If you look, the Star is sitting at the water. She's alchemizing. The Star is over her head. Okay, she's alchemizing the water, which is feeling with the universal energy, which is clear knowing. She walks between the worlds. If this is all driven by deceit, and she's right up from that, and to the side of her, we have this Emperor making poor decisions, then you can bet that you're going to be hearing a lot of misinformation, and it's not going to feel good. So the reminder is for us to stay in touch with our own intuition so that we can discern. Let's do another level, okay? All right, so we just did another level. We're going to look into this a little deeper. So we're going to go right up here. We're going to look. We know that everything's being driven by deceit. Now we're going to go straight up, and there's going to be a death and a rebirth of leadership because of a broken money system. So we're going to see a broken money system, okay? That broken money system is coming in. It's coming in pretty quick. People know about it. People have known about it. It's been in the making. There's two sides to the story. If you look at this card, the way it's laid out in this reading, if you look at this card, there's an eye looking at this person, and this person looking over at the eye. So it's been a two-way. There's been people involved. It's being set up to do that. Like, there's people involved in that. And then we're going into the Page of Wands. All right, and if you look, he's very delicately walking across ice on stilts. So it's going to be a very tricky situation. It's going to be a tricky situation that we have to maneuver through. Nobody's going to want to hear it. People aren't going to want to like, they're not going to like what they hear. They're going to want to ignore their feelings, and probably all of ours. Like, everybody's going to be like on defensive mode, and we're gonna see through this. We are going to see some chaos, the struggle. Interesting. Let's look at this leader. Everything's being driven by deceit, okay? So when it says that, and we're hearing all of this news that we don't want to hear, be discerning, because it's not all going to be true, okay? There's going to be a lot of propaganda on the TV. You're not going to know what's true and what's not. We haven't known what's true and what's not anyway. We live in a world of lies, and it's just becoming more and more prominent this year. It's more in your face. They're less, the things that's being done, it's less covered up and more noticeable for those with eyes to see. So you're gonna really want to be discerning. It's going to be stuff on the TV, the show we're watching, right? Where do most people get their news? TV. So there's going to be stuff coming out around this Emperor. Again, we have deceit driving all of this. And if you look at this, you look at this little minion, the King of Swords, he's not a nice guy. He's no nicer than this person. He does what it takes for himself and keeps others enslaved. He's got a little minion sitting there, see? And then this guy, he's just simply, he's created bodily harm and a swift ending to his little fellow friend there. So we're going to be hearing things around that leader, around the leader. Some of it's going to be true, some of it's not going to be true. But you're going to hear things about lies and oppression, deceit. This entire reading is being driven by deceit. All right. And then we've got the Page of Pentacles. So there's been a lot of things. We're going to be hearing a lot of things via our news streams about the leaders. A lot of things. See all of the different pieces scattered on the ground in the hands. All right. This is turning into a reading. This is turning into the type of reading I wasn't really expecting, but looks like October is going to be an interesting month with all of those higher arcana cards. I laid down 7 cards and we got 6 that were higher arcana. Now we're just elaborating a little bit so that we're getting more of a story. Higher arcana is big picture, you know. So I want to elaborate a little bit more on the death and the rebirth. We know that there's going to be information that comes out that isn't going to feel good. We're not going to want to hear it. It's going to be, some of it's real and some of it's not. It's going to be pretty chaotic. Be very discerning. We're going to hear a lot about our leaders via our media, okay? Death and a rebirth of this leader. So, death and rebirth. We're going to look at that a little bit. The devil. So as we're elaborating, and this is another higher arcana card, okay, guys? So as we're elaborating on the death and the rebirth of the leaderships here, and we're seeing that we're going to find a lot of faults, we're going to hear a lot of stuff. We're going to hear that he's done a lot of stuff, or they've done a lot of stuff. We've got a lot going on around the whole world. So we're going to hear things about leaders, okay? We're going to hear a lot of bad things about leaders. We're going to find out a lot of stuff that they've been up to. Not all of it is going to be true. Not all of it is going to be true. So people are not going to want to hear this. They're not going to want to hear it. And they may try to disregard. And some of it won't be true anyway. And some of it will. So we're going to have to take we're going to have to pay really close attention to our higher guidance, which has been my message right along anyway. We really need to be intuitive through these things. We've also got some stuff going on with our money. which is directly over our leader as well. So we may find that money system breaks down like what we had been told back in June. We also may find that somebody is doing some dirty dealings with some money, but there's money energy around the leader. It's going to cause a tenuous situation. It's like skating on thin ice with stilts. So it's going to create a little pain there, guys. So as we elaborate on the death and rebirth, we have the devil. So I'm thinking we're going to find out that the leaders have been doing something. When you have the devil card, the devil comes in and he says, oh, I'll offer you the world, but you then have the price to pay, right? So tricky, very tricky. And if there's something that's creating the death and the rebirth of the leaders, it's because they've been lying and tricking. They've been lying and tricking people. And then we have the Knight of Swords. So with the Knight of Swords, they've been lying and tricking people and they've been given misinformation. So they've been lying to us. They've been lying to us. But hold tight, because we're going to be lied to more. And we're going to have to really discern. That's the month of October. I'm going to leave it at that. It's not that chipper of a reading. But I think it's good that we know we need to watch our money system. We need to know that we're going to be seeing some stuff with our leaders. Now remember, 2 leaders came up, right? One was the higher arcana, but we had the other one too. So when I say leaders, I'm not thinking just one. We may see something with more than one, multiple. So let's keep our eyes peeled around the world for what happens with these leaders. Everything's driven by deceit right now, and the universe is saying enough's enough. Enough is enough. That was a kind of a big deal. It's kind of a big deal. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna continue on with that reading. That was so big. I think we need to look some more and see through these cards what else the universe wants us to know. And yeah, let's just see what the universe says. Now remember, if there's something that's going to be going on with the money, as we were told back in June, get your house in order, get your bills paid, get some things squared away. Today, the way money works, that could mean a lot of things, couldn't it? So, but the money energy, the money system is part of what we're going to be finding out. Something to do with the money system and the leaders. So let's see what else let's see what else. And then we're going to pull at least one if there's time. My film will split at usually at like 30 minutes. So let's see what else is the universe wanting us to hear. What's the message for us? Okay. This is a really good message for us, okay? That was a heavy hitter. That was saying, buckle up. Okay? I hope you all kind of understood that from that reading. Buckle up. Looks like things are about to hit the fan. So in this reading, this is our advice that the universe has given to us, the words of wisdom, okay? So rather than not looking and not listening, we're being asked to look and to listen, no matter how much we don't like it or how upsetting it is. We're being told that there's no getting away from this. This is the world in motion. This is the Aquarian age. This is a time of change. This is a time where we're birthing something new. So we need to pay attention, and we need to trust that the universe has our back. The universe wants us to know that we're going to be pretty disappointed. We're going to have some disappointments, all of us. Not just some. We're all going to have some disappointments. So buckle up. Something really is coming to pass. It's crossing over. It's gone. It's dead already. There's something already dead. And that is bringing in some of the disappointment. That's going to be some of what disappoints us, okay? The crossing over of something. We're being reminded that regardless of what has ended, there's life in front of us. Rather than feeling sorry for ourselves, getting all downtrodden, it's probably time for us to look up and look over at truths and at the blessings that will come through disappointment, because blessings always come through disappointment. Okay, and around the world is telling us, yes, we have to feel it. We have to look. We're going to be disappointed. Something is ending. It's going to disappoint us, but we have to look to the new beginning. We have all of the tools. We're being reminded that we've got those tools. The universe says they've given them to us. And we may not always take that good care of them, but they're there. We need to utilize that, and we need to utilize those tools, because we're going to be pretty disappointed. But that it's time that we see clearly. It's time. It's time for us to know the truth. It's time for us to see the truth and know the truth, because these are the wands. I mean, they're the swords. So it's time. It's time. We've got the money again. Money has been being burnt up. It's one of the things that we're going to learn about. And all the trickery around the money system. So I'm going to say October is going to hold a lot of things, and one of the big things is our money system. Okay? The universe wants us to know there's stuff we are going to be disappointed. Something's ending, and it's time we know. It is time. And the universe is in motion, saying we're ending a cycle. Death and rebirth, the world, Wheel of Fortune. There's no stopping this. Hold on. October's going to be crazy. But I don't know. I don't know what to say. That was probably one of the heavier readings I've given to any of you. What I will say is that whenever something ends, there's always something new to begin, and we can create something beautiful out of the ending of something that wasn't working. And I would say October is going to be interesting, for sure. So we'll want to watch our leaders, the leaders around the world. Because it looks like more than one may be, in the limelight. Either way, we're going to find out they're not good people, as you saw with the Devil card. I mean, so there's going to be a lot of information. There's been a lot of deceit and trickery and not good things. But even though we're going to find that out, the universe is really asking us to keep in mind that some of the information isn't going to be real, so we need to be discerning. And they're telling us to feel it, to not be ignoring it. We actually have to look and listen and feel. And our card is music for manifesting. So to manifest rapidly, think of your desire while you chant, hum, sing, or play music. So let's use some music to help lift us up, keep our vibrations high. It's one of the things that we'll want to do, because if we're getting bombarded with crappy news, we definitely want to keep our vibrations high. I'm going to do one more real quick because we need it. We need it. And tranquility. So make time to relax, be still, and enjoy your solitude, indulging in much needed self-care. So be still, self-care, nurture yourself through the month of October, listen to music, manifest, see your positive outcomes, and do a lot of praying and envisioning good things. In order to start new things, we have to finish up with old things. So that death and rebirth is really telling us that it's time, with the death and the rebirth and the Wheel of Fortune and the world. It's happening, you guys. Like, it's the Aquarian age. We're cleaning up some stuff. We're healing some things. So until next time, take care. Much, much love. Lots and lots of love from me to you. And yeah, self-care, okay? Looks like it will be quite a month. All right. See ya.